Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Call of Cthulhu, the playthrough. Last time we got through chapters 1 and 2 in about an hour and 17 minutes. We're going to try and keep it as close to an hour as possible. So I think what we're going to do is actually just go chapter by chapter, and hopefully each chapter is about an hour. We are in chapter 3, so that means we're in the garden of the Hawkins mansion. So far, we've discovered that someone has gone missing, or at least we think they have. All reports say that they were murdered or died in a house fire. But once we got back here to this island, we find out that that may not be the case and that some of the island's history and some of the island's residents aren't meshing. So let's enter madness and see what more we can find out. Now I'm going to try and talk a little bit more through the playthrough, but I don't like talking over other characters and stuff like that talking. I want you guys to be able to hear it and experience the story with me. One thing I am upset about at the end of the last playthrough, we actually started working with Kat, and then somehow she was upset with us because the police chief caught us, and somehow that meant we teamed up with the police chief because he caught us breaking into the warehouse.
Well, here we are, Hawkins Mansion. The place has been abandoned since the fire. There's only old Winchester in his hut.
Okay, spot hidden and professional, we don't have that available to us, so...
I don't believe the fire is the only reason this house is in such a state.
It's a very old building, you know? Its foundations would probably date from the arrival of the first settlers.
Huh. It's really that old?
Come on, let's leave the stories of the dead alone. They've nothing to do with your case anyhow. Let's go up there. Unless you still have questions.
We always have questions, right?
You're the one who looked after the Hawkins case.
Don't think I was trying to hide it. It's just that this discovery shakes my convictions.
That's why you're so keen to find out who removed the painting from the mansion.
Yes. If something escaped us, or if there's been a law enforcement error, then it's up to the police to make good its mistake. Anything else?
Your partner, Andrews, warned me against him.
You managed to get something out of that bum? I'll end up asking you for advice.
He talks too much. He inferred that old Silas was slightly unhinged.
That's not far off the mark, I suppose. But kinda unfair at the same time. You know, Silas Winchester has been working for the Hawkins family as far back as I can remember. Charles was like a son to him. The day of the fire, he lost his whole family, so he's got nowhere to go. And, as you'll see, in a way he's still watching over them. Is there anything else you want to ask me? Or do you want to go up there?
I prefer to be prepared if there's going to be trouble.
It's a wise attitude. But apart from old Silas and some rotten floorboards, there's nothing to worry about.
Could he be a problem?
Strictly speaking, he ain't dangerous. But since the tragedy, he's been a little touched. Though, he's a remarkably sturdy man, given his age. A true force of nature.
A sad old man doesn't worry me.
Gee, if you don't want to listen to my advice, we might as well go. Right?
Right, sounds good.
Night falls quickly here, and I want to be able to see when we arrive.
I'll go with you, if only to reassure Silas.
You stay here and keep an eye on things.
Okay. But don't get the impression that I'll leave you alone inside the mansion.
Alright, so what do we got? Gardens of the Hawkins Manor. Reach Hawkins Manor. Oh, we already did that. Pierce. We have 2 CP available. Oh my gosh. We're so close. I get the feeling that I'm wasting CP trying to up my investigation to 5. Something just... Anyway. Here's the gang boss Cat, who somehow is angry at me. Not sure how. Owner of the Stranded Whale Bar, Roy Mitchell. And police officer. Officer Bradley. Places. Hawkins Mansion. Standard Whale. Remember, I'm not going to just like sit on these the entire time. I'm going to let you guys pause the video if you really want to read anything, and you can come back to it. Okay.
Jeepers.
Ooh.
Poe's prophetic raven. Bradley was right. This place is much older than I imagined.
1693. Any other information on it? Not that I can see.
The flowers on Sarah Hawkins' grave are fresh.
Well, they do have a groundskeeper still. Okay, someone doesn't like Charles.
Someone must really hate Charles Hawkins.
Well, I'm a detective, guys.
Poor kid.
That was it? Just...
Poor kid.
I guess so. Anything on the back of them, maybe? I guess not. Now, I have to wonder, I mean, it looks like it would have been really good looking and impressive when it was still alive and green. But now it looks pretty darn creepy. Very aesthetic. What was that? Oh, game saved.
I'll have to find another entrance.
Guess not. Okay, this is just a reflection of the water. One of the things games like this really need to try and remember is that they're going for a very simple interface, but when it's all like little splotches of white, oh, I love these kind of tables. The metal tables and stuff like that. Wrought iron usually, but
this entrance is still in use.
Whoops. I guess we're gonna get yelled at or something.
Whoa!
You were trying to force the door, you nosy prick!
Easy, sir, all right? Put down the axe.
You know what we do with rubble like you? We gut them! Dump them into the ocean!
Whoa! You're Mr. Winchester. Lower that axe. Let's talk calmly.
I'll show you how we have it out on Darkwater.
You haven't forgiven yourself. You stay here to honor the memory of the deceased.
That's true. I want no more violence. No more tragedy.
It's painful to be the last one left.
You don't know how right you are. Understood. I'm listening.
The police report describes a domestic accident, but Stephen Webster has several reasons to believe that this may not be the case.
Webster is as stubborn as an old mule. And I did tell him that we should let the dead rest in peace.
He wants to restore the reputation of his daughter. I just need to see where the fire started.
No, I can't let you in. The mansion isn't safe.
That's why you barricaded the entrance.
That's right.
And this door?
It's locked, and I make sure it stays that way.
Let's go with this one.
No one lives in the mansion, and you don't take care of it anymore. If you have a good reason to be here, I'm listening.
There's vermin. I keep an eye out.
Vermin.
Yeah, that's it, vermin.
Right. This is what we're going to do. I go inside, and I promise that I'll hunt vermin. Okay with you?
I'm not sure.
If there's nothing else to fear, you can give me that key.
Right. Take the key and do what you have to do. Go on, then. Just to get rid of you.
Let's see what more I can learn from this mansion.
Well, that was interesting. I know it was I think it was. I don't want to say I know. I think it was a small team that made this game. A smaller team, anyway. So the reused assets aren't really a surprise.
This gate is locked.
But seeing them reused as much just in one area is kind of a little bit of a letdown. But I can't complain too much because I do love those tables. My great-grandmother had one. My grandmother still has one. Hoping to get one. I never go straight for what it says. There's always got to be something, you know, you look around, find more stuff. It's one of the great things about games like this. Oh, there's a lighthouse in the distance. Does the light move? It does, yeah, nice. Can we see the Scylla from here? Can't tell. Doesn't look like we can, but there's the harbor. Piers. What's this? Hello.
Bourbon. Empty, of course.
Of course. Look at that ocean. That alone sends tremors. What do we got here? The atmosphere in this game is great. The music really helps to set the mood.
The poor wretch seems to spend the best part of his time isolated from the world. Rather Spartan. The caretaker has simple tastes. I know a thing or two about solitude myself.
Let's see. Can't get in. I'm betting if we had something like invested in one of the skills that gave you more pickpocketing or something, or not pickpocketing, lockpicking, we probably could have gotten in there. Which encourages a lot of replayability because you never know what you'll get. For a second there, I thought there was a cave that was not there before. Yeah. Things like that encourage a lot of replayability, and that's one of the things that I love about these types of games, is you can go back and play them again and again, and still get a different result than the last time. A different experience. Didn't I tell you to wait in the car?
Shall we enter? Now that you finish your fun and games with Silas, we can perhaps inspect the mansion.
You're right. Let's go.
Alright, well, let's head on in.
Let's take a look inside.
I'm coming with you. There's no way I'll leave you alone in there without a watchful eye.
Oh, what do you think I'm gonna do? Burn the place down? A little late for that. Pearson Officer Bradley explored the gardens of Hawkins' mansion. The family lies in the graveyard of the property, guarded by Silas Winchester, the old caretaker. Still faithful to his employers, keeps watch on the place, armed with his axe. Pearson Bradley managed to calm him down, and finally get hold of the key to the Hawkins mansion. They enter the building looking for the scene of the fire. Well,
Follow me.
Bradley a little bit too much
I know
credit.
the place. Who left this light on?
Rats. Nothing to investigate there. Oh, darn. You know what? Okay, never mind. I thought I could just, like...
The Last Supper of the Hawkins. What does this tell me?
Thought I could have gone into investigation mode outside, but clearly not. It's not something you can do anytime you want to.
What kind of meat is this? This place is for the head of the family, Charles Hawkins.
Find the fire scene.
The boy was probably here. Smashed his plate on the floor.
And... interesting. There we go.
Sarah Hawkins' plate. Why did she leave it untouched?
Probably didn't start
Something happened at this table. An argument?
eating.
Hey, Pierce. Daydreaming again?
Working, officer. This dinner table tells us a lot about the Hawkins family life.
Well, we don't have all day. The scene of the fire is next door.
Give me another hurricane lamp. In there.
Silas managed to bring the fire under control, but it was already too late for the Hawkins.
Charles and Sarah's wedding, as painted by Sarah herself. Was Charles Hawkins some kind of explorer?
Charles. There we go. Oh, knowledge the new expensive trips.
Let's
See, if we
if
just
I can find something that
if we just followed Bradley, we would have never seen anything like that.
They had a fight. Why? Did Sarah Hawkins lose one of her shoes? How?
Huh, wait. Who's this? One of Sarah's friends, maybe?
The child's corpse left a trace. Where are the others? Was Charles Hawkins a heavy drinker?
It's not everything. What about this clock?
Did
Okay.
it stop at the time of the fire?
I don't think the clock would have stopped, would it? Are we supposed to go...
Did someone escape the fire?
Huh.
If the painting I found on the docks really came from here, how come it didn't burn?
I was about to ask the exact same thing as he started saying that. Can't be from here because it wasn't burned? Okay, so let's go back into normal mode.
Blood. This lamp was thrown. This was no accident. This was a fight. Someone fell here. A desperate attempt to flee.
Where's Bradley?
And the boy.
So, Detective, what do you make of it?
I firmly believe this fire was more than just an accident.
Huh. What's your theory?
I suspect a crime of passion.
You sure of that?
There's only one way to be sure.
That's to go in the opposite direction as the exit. But since we just got some CP,
I just ask that you don't disturb anything. If Chief West found out about what we're doing, I'd be in serious trouble.
let's just come over here and... Oh, free CP. Oh, we're so close. We're so close. Who do we got here? Caretaker of the property. Clues. Smashed oiled lamp. Sarah's shoe. Broken clock. Scene of the fire. Inventory. Key to the tradesman's entrance. Photograph of Charles Hawkins.
This door is locked.
Hello. History of medicine in the 18th century. Our medicine went up. Hello? Okay.
These bandages are covered in dried blood. The same bandages that I saw in the warehouse on the docks. And given the bloodstains, I'd also say that it's the same person.
Given the bloodstains, it's the same person, eh?
The lyrics of The Drunken Sailor, a sea shanty.
What do we do with a drunken sailor? What do we do with a drunken sailor? What do we do with a drunken sailor early in the morning?
An original edition of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, dated 1818.
Now, that's something I would love to have. I'm already jealous of a video game character.
Moby Dick, Melville's classic. The epic battle between man and whale. Mandatory reading for any whaler, I guess.
And up she rises. See if we can find any more clues before we have to talk to this guy. Human body, a comparative analysis. Hey! Just keep
A
increasing
book on the
our-
first inhabitants of the island. It seems they got here around the 14th century.
Ooh. Wait. Then that doesn't really mean... If they got here around the 14th century, that's the 1500s. But the date on the statue said like 1647. Or was it 1643? In there.
This place was falling apart long before the fire. What do you know about Charles Hawkins' activities?
Well, not much, to be honest. We all assumed the Hawkins lived on Charles's inheritance.
that. Lighting lamps. We investigate this.
Dark water history. This place was settled back in 1692.
See?
By two families that seceded from the New England colonies.
That's what I'm saying. But the statue says something like 1640 something, not 1692.
A book on hunting whales. The island's staple diet last century. One of Sarah Hawkins' paintings. Her style sure is recognizable. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Another story about the mysteries of the deep.
One that you should read if you actually enjoy good literature.
What could Sarah have done to make this person threaten to call the police?
As you know, I have always held your family in high respect. Unfortunately, I can no longer continue to close my eyes on the behavior of your wife. Last week, she again terrified my clientele. I know she means no harm, but you should place her in a care of Dr. Fuller. He alone seems to make her come to her senses. If these disturbances were to recur, believe me that, although it would feel like torture, I would be obliged to involve the police. That's something I have to read for myself. Gives out information that I might need. So, that's the only reason I didn't pause it.
Locked.
Locked, okay.
The boys' room. What was going through that boy's mind?
Pretty dark stuff, it seems. We'll investigate in just a second. I see it's wanting me to investigate, but I just want to look around to see if there's anything we can see before we actually entered the mode.
A child's fort. From what threat was Simon protecting his world?
I like those wooden figures. It's pretty cool.
Tom Sawyer. Mark Twain. Sarah must have read it to him before bed.
A good story. Relevant today
Sleeping
still.
pills. Strong for an 11-year-old boy. What was wrong with this family? What nightmarish vision could have inspired them?
But these were on the floor.
Simon's troubles went beyond family problems. That kid saw something. Something terrified him.
Those are on the floor, though. How is he seeing them on the wall, even in... Does investigation mode let you go back in time or something? I wonder if... Still
Locked.
Okay. Checking. Just... Hello. That's why you always look. Okay. Well. Yup.
Was Sarah Hawkins interested in the occult? What was she trying to achieve? Sarah Hawkins' agent was getting worried. Seems she wasn't giving any signs of life.
Your art has been attracting increasing numbers of collectors. I beg you to send me some new paintings. The last ones So somber and strange, moving as no other paintings are selling at a premium price. Your percentage of these most recent sales is attached. Do not forget your friend who was the first to recognize your genius and display it to the world. Affectionately yours, Maximilian L. Please remember to keep sending me money, is basically what he said.
This ledger lists all of the paintings Sarah Hawkins sold.
JF, Boston Client, FS. I'm wondering if Boston Client is actually her dad.
It seems the last one was given for free to a Francis Sanders. I wonder why. Despite what happened, they seem to have loved each other.
Back, okay. Alright.
The door is blocked on the other side.
Well, it's a good thing we...
Bradley? Is that you? What will her room reveal about her?
Hey, we got a nice little lockpick.
Perfect.
There we go. Okay, well, goes into that room. Room's not revealing much, is it? If I get down lower, maybe there's some little shinies. Lower? Doesn't seem so. Okay, what was that? Must have just been angle of the fire, nothing. Nothing really. Scratch marks. What's about to happen here?
Is anyone there?
Hello. Self-portrait? Oh, that's encouraging. Is she a prophetic painter?
You! Stop!
Let's chase after this guy, see what's going on. E? Okay. Figured we might just be able to drop down, but apparently not.
Bradley, did you see which way he went?
Who? I didn't see anyone. I just heard some noise. Are you all right?
A man was hiding on the upper level. He ran when he saw me. He can't be far. The lyrics of the Drunken Sailor. A sea shanty.
I'll cover you.
This door was closed earlier.
This door, huh? Oh, the one ahead.
Where did he go? They look like Celtic runes. Charles must have brought them back from one of his foreign trips.
Do you really think that your fugitive came in here? I don't see any way out.
Secret passage? Maybe? Oh, okay. Well, I guess if you want to stand there.
Clearly, Charles Hawkins knew Captain Fitzroy very well. I wonder who the man with the glasses is in the photograph. As if the bookcase has been moved several times.
What's this?
This globe seems to have been part of some mechanism.
Ooh, okay. Well, we don't know where to go just yet.
Doesn't work. Seems like this came from a log.
Okay. 42 north, 70 west. $47 north, 55 west. 32 in the whales disappeared without a trace with these carcasses and can no longer ignore their sad fate. But it's eating these huge beasts. I told Hamilton that it was a bad omen. He doesn't care. Tuesday, 46 or 49, 61. 57, 51. 33, 53. Caught it. Catch. 29th June 1807, Darkwater. We have beaten the Orpheus. Returned with empty holds. The Scylla and Hamilton are our only memories. So, I'm betting that these coordinates are something to do with the map. But there's another map on the desk. So I'm gonna go over there and check those out.
It looks like an old seaway map.
See? 57, 51 was one of those. So, what's this one? 1025?
Looks like the
Darkwater.
navigational paths described in the log.
Huh. No.
Doesn't work. I must have missed something.
Huh. Well, what's the first one? 4270?
Doesn't
Okay,
work.
Not that.
I must have missed something.
40. Yeah. I think.
Doesn't work. I must have missed something.
Um, It's tricky. Because all of those things were like right
Doesn't
around
work.
here.
I must have missed something.
Whoops. 57?
Doesn't work. I must have missed something.
Hey, we got it.
Looks like it worked.
was the 3330,
Well done,
3353. So now we just need to what? Oh, okay, just open it. What have we found? Oh, we found chapter 4. That was okay then. Well, we finished chapter 3, and true to my word, I'm going to keep it to one chapter each, even though I'm super curious to see what happens next. I hope you all enjoyed the video. I hope you're all looking forward to finding out what happens next and seeing what ending we come up with eventually. I hope you all have a great day, and as always, stay positive.